So, what shall I review today? I'm in the mood for something German.
Metropolis?
I don't know. I mean, Fritz, I love you, but I don't feel like watching a science fiction movie.
Mabusa the Gambler?
I don't have 4 hours. Who do you think I am?
Last Laugh?
I'm not. It's not Emil Jannings Day, man. I'm not gonna do it.
Nosferatu?
No, I'm not in the mood for F.W. Murnau either.
Cabinet of Dr. Caligari?
It's just like all these films are too obvious. I mean, sure, I may or may not review them in the future. I don't feel like reviewing any of these this week. This is horrible! You know what? I just give up. I'm not doing a review this week, guys. I'm sorry. I just can't pick. I mean, how do you pick from Metropolis, Mabusa the Gambler, Last Laugh, Nosferatu, and Cabinet Dr. Caligari? You don't! That's why I'm leaving. You don't need a greeting.
Wait a minute. What is that?
An 86 minutes? Watch that I don't have. Yeah, I got time. I'll watch it. Hello there, YouTube. I'm the Lon Jenny Reviewer, and today I'm going to be reviewing something which I think, while not underrated, it is a little bit under the radar when you compare it to such films as The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari or Nosferatu. That film, my friends, is The Golem, How He Came into the World. And it really surprised me how much I enjoyed this film, because I haven't seen the film in quite some time, so yeah, let's get on with this review, shall we? Alright, so let's take a look at this packaging for The Golem. This is from Kino. Great company, great company. You can get this as a individual DVD from Kino, or you can get it in their German horror classics DVD set, which also includes Cabinet Dr. Caligari, Nosferatu, and Waxworks. As you can see, this is a really nice looking cover. I love the use of height, like with the door, and you see the golem is like really small, but it creates a big effect. The restored authorized edition of Paul Wegener's Kabbalist thriller. Now let's take a look at the back. Take a look at this. Basically, this is the back cover. The film lasts about an hour and 25 minutes. The score is by Alosha... It's hard name to pronounce. Alosha Zimmerman. And the score works rather well. It works well, in my opinion. The supplements in this film, there is an excerpt of a 1936 film, Le Golem. Scene comparisons featuring clips of Faust, and the book The Golem from 1925. And there's also new and improved English intertitle translation and gallery of photographs and artwork. Now, I wish there were more in terms of supplements on this package, but as a whole, this works out very well. And the picture quality on this is very good in my opinion. So let us get on to the film review itself. Okay, so let me describe my background with this film. At the time I first saw this, I had seen Caligari, Waxworks, Cat and the Canary, a bunch of these, silent films made by German filmmakers. And when I first saw it, I liked it. It was good, but I didn't know if I liked it as much as the other ones. So I waited a couple years. You know, this film collected some dust on my shelf, like 3 years, I believe, 2 or 3 years, and I rewatched it for this episode, you know, for you guys, and I watched it and I'm like, this is actually a very compelling story, and I rather enjoyed myself. So I have to say thank you, Facebook and YouTube, for allowing me to review these films, because sometimes this series really allows me to get a second look or another revisit into a film that I might have thought was just okay, and now I think this is actually a very good film. So here's the basic gist of the plot. You have a rabbi, Rabbi Lowe, who is afraid because he finds disaster is going to come to the Jewish people. He looks at the stars, and he warns his people. His people kind of laugh at that. Then a knight comes in with a message about, you know, the Jewish people, and he invites the rabbi to show off some magic. So what happens is that he decides that to protect his people, the rabbi is going to make a golem, you know, using magic. And the creation of the golem and giving life into the golem has to be one of the most creepy scenes ever. Because there's like this weird looking baby goblin face that like is breathing smoke, and it like in its breath you can see the words that give life to the golem. And it's rather haunting, and that's what I like about these German horror films, is that they're not necessarily like jump scares or anything like that. They're more like, it's more creepy, there's more atmospheric. And that's what I appreciate with a lot of silent films. They're not there for the flash and dash, they're there because they're creepy, and you can be impressed by the atmosphere that the filmmaker, in this case Paul Wegener, is able to create. So Paul Wegener and his co-director Paul Bose really do create a pretty cool atmosphere in this film. For the performances, they work out very well, especially those of the rabbi and Paul Wegener's performance as the Golem. Now, he had played the role 2 other occasions, both times. Well, one of them was a comedy, and the other one was just another interpretation. But the problem was, I guess they weren't as successful. And this was actually the only one that survives out of those 3 adaptations. I believe that out of the 3, the first one does have a minor clip that survives, but for the second one, which I believe was called The Golem and the Dancing Girl, is totally lost, and we will probably never see that film, like a lot of silent films, unless we have like a Metropolis-esque miracle, but I highly doubt that's going to happen. But anyway, looking at this film, his performance works out very well. You know, I'd seen clips of it in the past, and I'm like, do I really want to revisit this film? Because it seemed a little over the top, but once you get the background of the film and what he's doing, the performance is actually very good. And, you know, there's scenes where he looks like he's angry, but the thing is, he's really just confused. His character, and Paul Wegener really shows that. He's a pretty good actor in that sense, and he's able to convey physically the golem's, you know, how new the golem is to life, and how the golem, you know, is confused about this new world that he's exploring. Similar to Boris Karloff's Frankenstein monster, but, you know, different in some ways because he doesn't have the world of sound. And eventually I would like to do a comparison of the 2 films, because in some ways they're very similar. But that's for another day. But yeah, what else did I really like about this film? I mean, there's a love story that's in the film, and it works. It's nothing extraordinary. There's like, the rabbi's daughter is in love with a knight that brings messages to the ghetto, and the rabbi's assistant is in love with the rabbi's daughter, and he later on uses the golem to cause mayhem and get the girl back. So, you know, there's always that. You know, you have to have some sort of scene like that. Visually, this film's very striking. There's some really demented looking places, and the rock that the rabbi sits on, it looks so fake, but it works for the film. I can't explain why. It's just that it's that artificiality of movies where it's just like something looks fake, but you buy it because it's something on the screen. It's not like a CG effect. It's literally something that's in front of the screen. So, and it's kind of cool with the stars, you know, it's not really like realistic, it's just kind of artificial, and it works. As I said, when the golem comes to life is probably the most fascinating scene, because you see the golem come to life, obviously, and like I said, there's that baby goblin face that looks so creepy, and it like breathes literally the words to bring the golem to life, which is a really cool scene. Another fake scene, but it looks cool because it's so stylized, is where the golem supports the ceiling, because the people laugh so hard, or laugh at this clip, this image that the rabbi is showing them, that the ceiling collapses on them, and the golem has to save the day. And it looks obviously pretty fake, but at the same time it looks it's so stylized that you don't care, and you say that's really cool looking. Other visual items that I really liked in this film, I really loved the fact that I love the rabbi's, like, not lab, but just like his hut, his home that he had. You know, he has an underground like underground like area where he does magic and stuff, and that's pretty cool. The overall architecture is like warped and demented. The windows are weird. Just everything is a little bit off in this film, and I like that about German Expressionism. Like, the characters and the universe, they're always a bit off, and that's what you really get out of this movie. Another piece of imagery that I liked, I really liked the wall that was guarding the ghetto, and whenever the doorman came down the stairs, those are some of my favorite scenes, because again, like, the architecture looks so demented, and it works so well for this film. But to sum up this film, I mean, I know this might end up being a short episode, but I really dug this film. It was really cool revisiting this, and I have to thank my fans. I have to thank, you know, YouTube and everybody for permitting me to revisit this film and give it a second chance. And it was really worth it. I plan on watching this film in the near future, because it's a really visually cool looking film with a really good performance by Paul Wegener. The music is pretty solid. It's nothing astonishing, but it works for the film, and that's the least you can ask for from any of these films. And yeah, come by next week, and I'll be reviewing the Lon Chaney film, Mr. Wu. So, see you guys later. Hey guys, just another brief message from the Lon Chaney reviewer. If you'd like, please comment, rate, subscribe, follow the Twitter feed, like the Facebook page, and I'll have updates, links, pictures, all sorts of stuff I like to share with you guys. Let's build this online silent community. Or another silent community. I don't know if we need another one, but whatever. The page has over 400 likes now, so thank you to all my fans, my supporters who have liked the page. Even the people who don't comment much on the page, thank you. And I really hope this becomes a really nice discussion forum for silent films. I really genuinely hope that. That is my ultimate goal with this page, as well as Silent Film Saturdays. Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you next week for Mr. Wu.